Hi, welcome to my revival where I talk about my renewed interest in life since nearly losing mine several years ago. A major focus of my channel has been, journaling along with you on my, rather major weight loss. I am coming on here to update you on a lot of that. I can't believe that I started this channel and one of my major focuses has been the entire time updating you on my weight loss journey through hundreds of pounds of weight loss. And, well, I wasn't filming in the last month when a lot of climactic events occurred, but number one, I hit goal weight. Uh, that was on August 28th of 2018, and today is September 27th, so I've been neglecting you, and I'm very sorry about that. No excuse. No excuse. No, you can't say no excuse, then say except. I did begin to get a little overwhelmed. For those of you who are new, you may not know I wasn't chewing for a year. I was in abdominal pain for 9 months because of needing gallbladder surgery I didn't know I needed for all that time. And then I had that surgery and I still wasn't chewing. And then I hit goal weight, still not chewing. So I stayed on the diet the last week, which caused just havoc because I had to eat a lot of my extra packets because my body was saying, I'm done. I don't want to be on the diet anymore, and I'm starving all the time. I was just adding more and more packets, kind of an unheard of amount. And then I went to the dentist on a Thursday, got my final bridges in. No more gaps. See? I could chew. And that was my last diet class, my last weight loss class. And the next week I headed into the beginning class of my maintenance classes. So on the Thursday I could chew. That day I went to my last weight loss class that day, and the next morning I started eating food again. It was mind-blowing. It was a little bit rough because the chewing was actually painful because of the new teeth situation, so it wasn't the excitement I thought it would be. I gotta tell you, no, it was not. I actually teared up a couple of times. Is this how it's gonna feel to chew? I was in pain and they had to fix the bite, and so the first week or two was a little bit on the, I haven't chewed in a year. And I've been on a liquid diet for the better part of 2 years. I was looking forward to chewing. And it was a pretty rough week. But I began eating food, egg whites and squash. No complex carbs yet, no added fats yet, no dairy at that time. So it was a big overhaul of how I was eating and menu planning. And I have right here, although it's going to be backwards. Let me see if I can show you. I'll show you tomorrow. I printed out 14. I'm in something called reintroduction now. It's 3 steps. Step A, step B, and step C. Each step is 2 weeks. And they start you in step A on a very limited diet. Lean proteins, very few of them, like white fish and white meat poultry. And very few vegetables. We're talking cucumbers, peppers, lettuce, some onions, tomato. No starchy ones, nothing. And not even like green beans the first week or two. But you can't have, that's why I said no dairy, no dark meat, the first couple of weeks I was pretty sick of egg whites, and I was looking forward to eating even eggs and egg whites, but I was glad I threw a couple breakfasts of white fish in there because I'm not a huge fan necessarily of whatever white fish like tilapia you got. But you know what? I'm glad I threw it in because those 2 weeks of a lot of egg whites and squash were they were rough. But I made 14 days of step A of menu plans down to quarter cup of onion, half a cup of tomato, lettuce. Oh, for dinner, I'm going to make this sort of mushroomy, oniony cauliflower thing with turkey. Well, you measure everything out. Tomorrow, let me see. I'm in step B now. I got more food choices. I started trying dairy. That was interesting. But let me just see. Even though it'll be backwards, I'll give you an idea. Tomorrow, what can I show you? It says realimentation. They changed the name. It's reintroduction. Like tomorrow, I'm into dairy. 1.5 cups of non-fat milk, banana, one of the packets with it. I'm going to have 4 ounces of white fish. I've changed it up from 1.5 cauliflower and a cup of carrots with lunch to probably 2 cups of cauliflower and something else because I didn't make the carrots. But dinner's going to be a turkey burger with 2 cups of broccoli. Sometimes I've got a salad. I mean, it's really, really boring. I'm still not adding rice. I'm still not adding a piece of toast with your egg whites. It's vegetables and eggs and vegetables and fish. And now, though, it's been a little more interesting because I started adding dairy. And I had planned in the future, when I'm done with more of the restrictive meals and I'm making all my own plans, I had planned on a go-to snack for me being, well, it would be low-fat cottage cheese with some fruit. I would want protein in a snack, and I like cottage cheese with some of the fruits. I like them with grapes, strawberries, and bananas. So I thought, well, that would be a good go-to simple snack to not have to get too creative about and figure out. Once in a while, I could just throw that together. Now, it was always low-fat cottage cheese that I liked. Well, my first dairy, they said they like you to start with cottage cheese, but it has to be non-fat, again, because we're not doing fats. I hated it, and I got sick. I haven't had dairy in 2 years. And I happened to eat it with banana, which I hadn't had in 2 years either. So I didn't know if it was the banana or the dairy that made me sick. So the next day I ate the non-fat cottage cheese all on its own. Same thing. Got sick. Threw the cottage cheese out. I won't be eating it. And then I was a little intimidated because that was supposed to be the easiest one to start with. And I thought, I don't want to try the yogurts and the milks. I got kind of sick on this whole non-fat cottage cheese thing. So anyway, I made myself go to the Greek yogurt, non-fat plain Greek yogurt the next day, which was the next option. I did fine. My body actually really liked it. I felt good. Oh, okay. Well, I went to class this week and we talked about it. And my teacher said, I have a new teacher for these few weeks. And she said, I said, can your body respond to different dairies? Like, can you feel sick from one type of dairy and then try another? Or once you're sick from one, are you just sick whenever you eat dairy? And she said, no, your body can respond differently to any of the dairies. That's why it's important to try them all. So I'm still on my experimental phase. I've moved on. Today I had some milk, but I had it blended with a packet and banana and strawberries. It was delicious. Ooh, delicious. I had frozen the strawberries. I used them like ice and blended it all up. It was delicious. But yeah, it's been a little brain over. Just to plan 14 days of these foods can take me 2.5 days because I have to add up the packets and add up the calories and add up the protein grams and add up the cups of vegetables and the ounces of fruit. And I have to track hours of sleep, track my weight, average my calories, I mean, the math alone I'm doing is just, I've been a little overwhelmed. So the transition in the first couple of weeks, I was very stressed out. and it was hard. I was glad I did the 14 days of printouts because that part I didn't have to think. I could get up and just eat whatever I had written there. Had I not done that, I don't know how people don't derail. I kept circling like a level 3 or 4 on the how stressed out were you this week, and I'm almost never stressed out. And I was just not sleeping, I was stressing, I was over counting, I was over planning, I was stressed out. Because remember, now that the fat's gone, the fat's got to stay gone, and I had a bit of a, I guess I overstressed about that a little without it being crazy. I kind of probably went a little, I mellowed out much more the second step. I'm in step B. I'm doing the dairy, like I said. I had some meats and things pre-made in the freezers that I could use them. I didn't have to overdo the meal prep, which was exhausting. I cooked every day. I was exhausted. So again, it was all just kind of overwhelming, but they talk about how things that haven't been habits, when, in becoming habits, it can be overwhelming, but once it becomes a habit, it's a way of life. So that's what I'm hoping happens here. But I'm really feeling good about it. What happened that was weird was because I went up to so many packets in the last week because my body was done losing the weight, but I had to not chew till I went back to the dentist for my final bridges. So I had to eat the packets to eat the liquid diet, but I was cranking up the 6 to 8 packets to 10 packets. In those last 5 days, I was doing 8 to 10 packets. That's just unheard of. But I was just doing it. I was weighing myself every day to see if I would go up. I started going down. Then I get to this step A of reintroduction of food. In 10 days, I lose 9 pounds. I hit, my goal weight was 180. I should have mentioned that at first. I was happy to go a little bit under, because if I went a little bit under when I reintroduce complex carbs in a few weeks, you gain a little water weight naturally because they do that. They're water retaining. You don't gain fat. You're just gaining natural water retention. Oh, I just had a hair or something land on my eyebrow. Excuse me. So I was happy to go at 179, 177 to the maintenance classes. But I'm at 179 and all of a sudden I'm at 170 pounds. Bam! In 10 days I dropped 9 pounds because they wanted me to go and they have a set. I've told you before, if you've seen me on my channel, I'm not a chart girl. I'm tall, I'm bigger boned, I've got quick jerk muscles, so I'm more muscular. I'm not gonna ever be a BMI weight chart girl. I'm always gonna be a little higher. I was fine with that. I'm happy with that. But they want you in their bit of a box. Their whole point in this reintroduction phase is to start phasing out the packets slowly while you slowly phase in food. Okay, makes sense. But I was so high on those packets of 8 to 10 in that last 5 days. They wanted me to go and start at 1,200 calories. Then in 2 weeks go to 1,400. And then in step C coming up, go to 1,400 to 1,600. Well, I was eating 1,600 to 2,000 calories a day in that last week before the dental appointment on the packets. So I went from 1,600 to 2,000. They wanted me to go down to 12. I was trying to be in like the 1275s, 1475 range, but I was starving. And I would have a few more packets. I still said I'm just gonna take it easy. I was just eating 8 to 10. They can't drop me just to 3 or 4 right away. I'm gonna go ahead and be willing to take up to about like 5 and a snack, drop from the 8 to the 10 to something more along 5 or 6, and not judge myself. I'll track my weight. I'll see what happens. I upped those packets to 5 to 6. I dropped 9 pounds in 10 days because my body was like, yo, why are you taking me to 1,200? I'm starving. So I'm speaking for my body. Anyway, so I get to class and I try and tell this new teacher, who's very nice. She wasn't very aware of the 8 to 10 of my former situation, and she was surprised, but I said, I'm just taking it. I'm kind of letting my body dictate it. I'm not conforming to your numbers. I'm dropping packets every couple weeks. But I'm not rushing myself because my body, I don't want to go much below 170. I thought I was looking kind of, even this morning actually, because I went up, I calmed that down and I didn't rush it. And I seemed to be reaching more of my weight seemed to be stabilizing. It was sort of 172, 173, 171, 172, 173. So I'm thinking, okay, a few days it was 172 and a 173. So I'm thinking I found it's kind of happy now. But then I hadn't done any exercise in literally weeks to a few months with my foot thing. I had been in a really good habit with the exercise, but the foot thing tossed the waves a little bit or something for me. Anyway, I went for a walk yesterday for 10 minutes and I came home and I was really hungry, but I thought, is it hunger hormones because I'm not sleeping enough? And what, you kind of, I'm reincorporating food, so what's causing it and all that. Anyway, so the video is getting long, sorry. The point is, I made sure to eat what I was supposed to finish eating. I didn't overeat. I went to bed. I get up today and I'm down to 170 again. I don't really want to be at 170. So today I've been portioning it pretty well, but then I walked again. I felt God really prompting me, time to take another walk. I've got to get back in the swing of the exercise, and they're just little 10-minute walks. I'm not even doing what I'm planning on doing soon. So, but I've learned that I really need to let my body take this a little slower than their 6-week plan, because I was way, way up on packets, more than anybody's ever heard of. And they wanted me to go way, way down, and I don't think that was necessarily a smart idea because I dropped those 9 pounds so fast and my body was so hungry. So now I'm doing a bit of a dance of I'm dropping packets, adding food, and it'll get better. It got better this week, adding more food, and then next week I'm sure we'll get better, or the 2 weeks, I'm not sure when it starts. I will be adding a fat, I will be adding other things, so that'll be good. I think I add the complex carbs, which you gain, like I said, some of the water weight. So that'll all work out in the wash, but it's been fascinating because I haven't been eating real food for 2 years, so there's a level of stress and get it right, but then allow for learning and take it easy. You know your body and that you were eating a lot of calories. You can't drop that much that fast. So instead of doing it in 6 weeks, I may finish in 8. I'm fine with that because I can't run that hungry. I can't lose any more weight because I don't need to be a lot below 170. And so I just was getting a little nervous of that. So today, again, being at 170 again, I thought, come on. So if I need to eat extra tonight, I will, so I don't lose more tomorrow. So it's all very complicated. So all of this has been going on in the month I have not been making videos. So thank you for your patience. Yay me. Sorry I didn't jump on and just say, woo, I did it. But woo, I did it. Goal weight. I'm in reintroduction of food. I'm about halfway through, but my body's happier that I'm not running it so hungry. And don't worry, because I'm watching it. I won't be like, just keep dropping weight, but your body takes a while, I guess, to respond to the regular weight it gets happy staying at. So don't be scared. I'm not scared. I'm being careful. And eventually, this is all going to come to oh, okay, I get it now moment. It's just life in transition, and the fat's got to stay gone, so I got to pay attention. It says 19 minutes and 40 seconds, so I'm going to end it before 20. But it's so good to be making videos for you guys again. Okay, see you soon. Bye.